All right. In the ongoing saga of the Shidduch crisis that doesn't really exist, but does exist, I want to bring something out to your attention. We have a problem. In Houston, we have a problem. We have a big problem. And I don't really know where to start. And maybe I should say I don't really know if I should start. Why am I talking about? Well, before I continue, first of all, I want to tell you that you can look at our website at yeshiva.etzion.com. If you have email, if you want to ask us any question, you can do so using an email at Rabbi Go on the Gmail. And if you really would like, because we would really need it, is to help us with a donation, there is a PayPal account on our website, so you can PayPal us over there. Now, the problem is like that. People are not getting married. People are not getting married. Many reasons for that. Today I will try to touch one. Well, money? Yeah, close to that. Yeah, you're almost on the money. You're almost on the money. Yes. Girls go to Israel, and guys go to Israel as well for seminary. And actually, the guys don't go to seminary; they go to Yeshiva, and maybe they want to be in a seminary. But the girls go to seminaries. The seminaries are actually very good. It's a good idea for girls to go to seminaries, much better than for them to go to anything else. However, like anything else, it's important they will go to an appropriate seminary. They will give them the proper hashkafa. And I think the seminaries, some of the seminaries in Israel, do a phenomenal job, really phenomenal. And usually a girl that comes out of the seminary, most of the time would say that she's looking for a guy, who is learning on a regular basis, is kovea, itim, and so on and so forth. And that's a problem. Now, first of all, what's the problem? The problem is not that they want a guy who learns. I don't understand, or it's hard for me to comprehend, should I say. It's hard for me to comprehend. Why would a girl would want a guy who doesn't learn? Every Jewish girl that has some gray matter in the coconut out there should strive for a Talmid Chacham. That's first of all. I mean, let me tell you the rationale. Would a girl want somebody who is not good at something? Does she want a guy who is not good? No, of course not. She wants the best. And she wants a best Jewish guy. And what makes the guy best Jewish guy is his ability to learn. He's knowledgeable. Would she would like to marry, for example, would she would like to marry a guy who doesn't know how to read and write? Or doesn't know math? I don't think there's a girl out there. With the read and write of a Jewish person, his ability to learn Torah and knowledge of Torah. Why would any girl in the world want a guy who doesn't learn? That's beyond me. Well, then it happens like this. There are very few girls who truthfully want a guy that learns. Very few girls. Because they themselves, to most part, did not process that internally, or they didn't internalize that. What does it mean? What a bracha it means to have a Talmid Chacham as a husband. And it goes the following. First year out of seminary, they want the guy who learns. I want to learn. Year and a half to 2 years after seminary, they want the guy who learns and is kovea itim. He learns on a regular basis. It's quite unclear what does that mean. 2 years to 3 years after seminary, if we are lucky, she already wants a guy who learns but has a plan. What does it mean to have a plan. I mean, maybe I'm stupid, but what does it mean to have a plan? If a guy would say, I want to become a Kli Kodesh, I want to be a holy vessel. That's not a plan. I mean, to me, for a guy who doesn't have a plan that lives between today and tomorrow, he doesn't know what he's doing. Today, I don't know, today I'll sell vegetables, tomorrow I'll work at Home Depot, I'll do travel. I mean, that's, I don't know, what is he, a nomad? What does it mean to have a plan? Enlighten me. His plan is to be a holy vessel. He wants to be a Kli Kodesh. No. So then we go into a little bit more of a detail. Also, he wants to have a parnasa. She wants him to learn for a year or two. And so let me ask you this, my dear daughter, my dear Jewish girl. If I, for example, argument, of course everybody would like to marry, but let's say, for example, I don't know, Danny here, right? He's going to medical school. He's a doctor, but let's say he's going to medical school. So he goes to a girl and says, oh, I'm going to medical school. Oh, it's very nice. Can we get married? And what do you want to be? Oh, my plan is to go to medical school and to learn for a year or two, and then I'll go on and bring Parnasa home. He says, what do you mean? You're not going to finish medical school? I said, no, I want to go a year or two to medical school, and then I'm going to get Parnasa, become an accountant or become, I don't know, what you would say. So I don't know what's wrong with this guy. You're going to medical school, you're not going to finish. She wants a guy who learns for a year or two. Then what? Then what? Why only a year or two? I don't understand this. If the tzura of the person, the spiritual shape, is the halachot that he learns, and all the cells of you want a guy with the missing limbs? You want a guy with one leg, or one arm, or one eye, or no ears? How about a guy with, you want that? Every halakha that you learn, fixes a part of your body. So you want a guy who is half of a person or half a man? Huh? How about that? I don't understand that. So the guy will come and say, you know what, I want to learn in Kollel. I'll give... No, you need to bring Parnasa. Wait, hold on 1 second. What does it mean to bring Parnasa home? If I want to become a rabbi of a shul, or I want to become a rebbe in a yeshiva, or to learn in Kollel, let's say I'm going to go to some out-of-town Kollel, which actually they pay nice. That's not good? No. He really is smart, but I want... One minute. If I'm a teacher, if you're telling me, so I should become a teacher, I'm in Parnasa home, you want a professional. So I'll go get my master's degree, I'll go become a teacher. So that's not good? If I can bring, let's say $45,000 as a teacher, and I can bring $45,000 a year as a Kollel guy or as a Rebbe, that's not good. What is that you're looking for? You're looking for an ATM machine? Or you're looking for a Jewish husband? Do you know what you're looking for? Even if you are not religious at all. You're not religious. Secular. In today's day and age, unless you're living somewhere in the prairies, I don't know, in Bozeman, Montana, I don't know where you're living, something like this in North Dakota, everybody has to work. Even women, women have to work. Average house here is $1 million. So let's say, for example, you bring $100,000 salary, which is a very nice salary. You cannot buy $1 million house. 2 people have to work. So for that will be okay. But when the guy tells you, I want to be a holy vessel, I want to have a Jewish home, for your benefit, Meidalech, for your benefit, so you able to get what you deserve. You deserve a Ben Torah. You deserve to be treated like a princess. To be treated like a princess does not mean to have jewelry and to have this. But you're not Kim Kardashian. You're Bat Israel. What are you? Are you marrying for money? What are you doing? What is this? So from a learner, we end up with nothing. Do you want your husband, you want a learner? Okay. You want him to bring some parnasa home. Okay. Now it's going to be a question of how much parnasa home? Is $50,000 okay for you? Or I need to make $150,000? How much do I need to make, honey? And if you want me, let's say for example, I want to work and I want to learn. When I come home, when I finish work, if I am going to be what you quote unquote say that you want me to be, I'm going to be a learner and an earner, or earner and an earner, a learner. That's what it is, right? It means that I'm going to finish my work, come home, I'm going to run to Kollel to learn. How do they say in Yiddish? I ain't going to have time for you, babe. It ain't me, babe. It ain't me you looking for, babe. Right? Bob Dylan said that. He was a cool guy. Yeah. I'm not going to have time for you. I'm not going to have time for you. Then it's going to be, honey, oh, baby, daddy, do for me. You know, take care of the babies, right? My baby is crying. I had enough. I'm sitting home all day long. The kids are sick. Oh, the kids are sick, so what? If I was Chas v'Shalom dead, would you call me from Olam Haba? When I'm going to learn, I'm dead. Don't bother me. I'm learning. You wanted a learner and an earner, right? So I became an earner, then a learner. Well, now let me learn. Because let me ask you a question. If it was to go to work, well, you're not going to tell your husband, honey, take the kids. I'm tired. You need to take care of it. But for the learning, you would. So you don't want a learner. And if you want to know why people don't get married, is that. Yes, guys have their own choleras that they have problems with. We'll get to it. But we're talking about the girls now. I told you we're going to talk about girls. That's the problem. They're not being truthful, and I don't think they're being educated enough from elementary school that that's what they should strive to look for. That's a problem. Because basically what you're doing is sentencing your kids to life without Torah. Because you don't want a husband who's going to be, when you say that you don't want a learner, you are basically saying, in other words, I don't want a role model to my kids. I don't want a Jewish role model for my kids. I want a Donald Trump. So go on. Guess what? Go marry Donald Trump. It's huge. That's what you want. There are very few girls who really are solid about, I want a Ben Torah, I want the guy who's learning, and I don't want to hear about him going to work. Most likely these are the girls who at home, the parents, the father, learned, and not only learned, he didn't complain. And the mothers didn't complain that the husband is learning. So we make do. Learning is the most important thing. These are the lucky people. These are the people in which the rest of the Jewish world is standing on. So unfortunately, the pillar is becoming narrower and narrower, because even today we have Jewish girls who the parents will rabbeim, or the rabbis, and they don't want it because they see the father struggling, and maybe the mother is complaining, or the father is complaining, and so on and so forth. However, that should not be the case. We need to emphasize that. We need to educate our girls like that. We need to educate the guys that when they're actually getting married, they should not complain about the fact that they want to learn. Learning is essential. It's metaken your body. It gives you the tzura over yid from the inside and outside. If you want to know why people don't get married, add that to your list of why people don't get married. It's an educational problem. It's not a biological, that there are less girls than boys, because you know there are more girls than boys on the market, naturally. And yet, it's not what they want. It's not what they want because they don't know what they want. They don't know what they want because they weren't educated on what is important. So let's fix that. And most of you guys here who are not married, have this in mind. Learning is the most important thing for you. Learning is the most important thing for you. There's nothing else in the world that would be compared with learning. However, when you learn, don't complain, don't bitch and moan. Learn because you can't wait for learning. And when you date a girl, you tell her that learning is very important to you. Is more important to you than work. So learning is your life. It's better off to wait and to pass on the girl than to marry a girl, not the wrong girl, to marry a girl who is not interested in learning. That is horrific. And it will affect your kids and your grandkids. And that should not happen. So be very selective and be very clear. Be very clear. Don't try to play games. Don't wishy-washy and so on and so forth. Be very clear, very sincere about what is important and about your learning. And emphasize your learning to yourself now and be truthful to yourself and to others when you meet them. You do that, you're going to have a chance to have good life, to have a Jewish home, to have appropriate kala, and to build a bite. If not, we're all falling into the same thing. We're going to cry Shidduch crisis, and nothing will happen. Have a great day.